Hello everyone, this is Highlander from MTG Cardsmith doing another custom Magic the Gathering card review. And today we're reviewing another card by FireOfGolden. This is another Undertale card, as is all of his cards. So let's take a look at what we got here. We got Doggo, the blind dog. And he looks very confused, I guess because he's blind. He costs 5. He's 3 and 2 red. A legendary creature, monster soldier. A rare for 4/2. Doggo cannot attack or block alone. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Double strike, haste. Other monster soldiers you control have +3/+0. Okay. So, let's see what we got going on here. So I like this line a lot. I like the fact that he's like, this is great flavor, right? I love it. He's blind, so you need somebody to help him out, when he's attacking or blocking. Beautiful. I love this. I love this a lot. That's great flavor. And it's something that happens, it occurs in red. Very, very nice. Okay, so beyond that, he's got double strike and haste, so he can actually hit for 8, which is a lot. At hasty speed, so assuming you have another creature out that can attack. And he also buffs your other monster soldiers by +3/+0. This guy's kind of a house, to be honest. I mean, yeah, like, luckily this guy's legendary. If you had 2 of these guys, yikes. He's strong. He has 5 mana so his toughness is low, which means he's pretty vulnerable to removal. Not really. He's not so vulnerable in combat because 4 of his damage is first strike damage. So you'd have to have something pretty big to even trade with this guy, right? Like, you'd have to have like a grave. I mean, a grave titan. Does that work? Yeah. I mean, you would need something pretty big to trade with this guy. Of course, you do have to attack with another creature. And assuming that you're playing a deck with monster soldiers, those creatures are also going to be large and in charge. So yeah, this guy's kind of doing it. I like this card a lot more than the last card we saw. I mean, this guy can just come out of nowhere and just smiggity smash your opponent. Oh, I have to read this flavor text. Who's there? Who's there? His last word before humans suddenly slashed him after staying still for a minute. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like this card. I have to say it's hard. It's hard for me to judge this card on balance. I'm guessing it's a little bit too strong. But I do like that it's very vulnerable to removal. A 4/2 dies to basically anything. Shock. Whatever. And I love that it can't attack or block alone clause. I think this guy. I'm not. +3/+0 is a lot. I don't know. I'm not sure about this line. Again, this is like a very specific creature type, so maybe it's fine. But +3/+0 is a very big buff. That's a really big buff. So I don't know if I had to balance this card, I would probably reduce this bonus. I think that's probably where I would kind of aim at. Because like if this was like a 5 mana 4/2 double strike haste, like if this line wasn't here, basically, I think that this card would actually be, I think, reasonable for the cost. At that point, it might not be a rare. But I mean, this thing can hit for 8 out of nowhere. That's crazy. So that's cool. Once you tack this bonus onto it, you're definitely getting into the rare territory. But it might be a little too much here. But I kind of do like the idea that, like, okay, so this guy can't attack or block alone, so you need to attack with something else. And, if they have, like, a board, this just means that those things that you're attacking with, as long as they're monster soldiers, will actually trade off in combat, with things that are much larger than them. So, yeah, I like this card. I think the balance is probably a little bit off. And And, you know, this one has some presentation issues. You know, Fire of Golden, if, you know, if you want some advice from me, I recommend you really concentrate on getting the presentation right on your cards, because some of your cards I really like, and they would be higher scores if you just kind of got a few, you know, put a little bit more attention to a few little details. Like, for example, this guy doesn't use the legendary border, though he is a legendary creature. And you don't need a comma here after haste, so you would just say double strike haste. And types are usually capitalized, if I'm not mistaken. So let's take a look at Scryfall. And so this is what I recommend you do when you're making your cards. Go to Scryfall, look for something that is similar to what you're doing, right? So if I just type in like other get, let's just try other get, okay? So here, other elves you control get +1/+1, right? Elves is capitalized. So, yeah. So you would basically say, so for, and also I think these keywords should be first, if I'm not mistaken. So again, you know, you can find that out by looking at, you know, let's look for something with double strike and haste. Let's see if double strike haste. Boop, 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 boop. And is there anything with double strike and haste? Anything? Flash. Double strike, vigilance, haste. Yeah. So you look at like Samut here. Samut? I think it's Samut, right? If you look at Samut here, you got double strike, vigilance, and haste, and no comma after haste, right? Other creatures you control have haste. So here, if we had to reformat this guy, we would go double strike, haste. Doggo cannot attack or block alone. Other monster soldiers you control get, you gotta use the word get there, +3/+0, right? I believe that's correct, because get +1/+1, I think. I think we just saw that recently, right? Yeah, other elves you control get +1/+1, so not have. I believe have is used for keyword abilities, like we were just looking at Samut here, right? Other creatures you control have haste, but they get the stat bonus. So yeah, you know, I would just when you're making a card, just make sure you double check those things. You know, make sure you don't forget to put your legendary border on your legendary creatures. It's kind of, I know in Cardsmith doesn't do it automatically for you, which is kind of annoying. But if you go, there's like a drop down for alternate card frame, and you can type in like red legendary, and it'll show up as an option, and that'll just automatically give you the red legendary border. You just have to choose it manually. You know, not the best, but it's just kind of what you got to do. So, but I think, you know, for example, if you fixed the presentation here, you're looking at close to a 4 out of 5, I would say. I mean, balance issues aside. But unfortunately, because of some of these issues, I have to give it a 3 out of 5. So, like, if you can really nail these presentation aspects of the card, I think you're really going to improve your scores for some of these cards. So, anyway, so Doggo the Blind Dog, it's a 3 out of 5 for me. I do like this card. Yeah, thank you for watching.